What is going on, everyone? Schwab Reviews here with another exciting review. Got Mr. Bane himself here from Todd McFarlane's DC Multiverse Wave. This is definitely one of the better figures that I've seen McFarlane make so far. My first Mega figure from his collection. Definitely excited to have one finally under wraps. This guy has a ton of detail and is an absolute monster. I mean, obviously you don't really know my hands to scale in real life, but just, I mean, like, yeah, that guy. This guy, like, my goodness. I mean, he is definitely one of the best figures I've seen. Very excited to open him up. Go ahead and take a look at the box. So obviously here it just says Bane right on the front there. Got Mr. Bane inside. Got that simple side shot there. Same thing on the other side, just says Bane, because like I've seen other reviewers state, this one is not exactly a direct reference, it's just kind of a mix match of different versions of Bane, but this right here is absolutely beautiful, perfect art piece, love it, got the venom coming out of the mouth, love every bit of this, just the design, absolutely nice, loving them putting the art on these boxes. But take a look here. So, alright, guess all we gotta do now is just crack this baby open and take a closer look. Alright, and here is Mr. Bane out of the packaging, and he just looks tremendous. I mean, this detail is incredible. The paint apps, all the sculpting, I mean, everything here on this harness is all sculpted in, like, everything, pretty much. I mean, this is got all that detail, like, in the arms, like, all the veins. I mean, you actually have discoloration, blemishes in the skin, like, pretty incredible that they're able to do all that. I mean, the tubes, unfortunately not transparent, but still love the color, the green, like that actual bright green color that he usually has. And he's got the gas tank on the back, got that nice, makes it actually look kind of like a tank with that sculpting, all that paint. Love the way they did it, got some of the notches in his spine there, pretty incredible. Mask, definitely textured properly. Slight paint app issue on the mask there, but honestly that's fine. Gives it a little more character, makes it look a little more rugged. Plus the material is a little rugged too. These pouches are free floating. Most of this overlay vest, this like kind of grayish green color, that's like an overlay. It's like loose, but the undervest is loose but on him. But probably manipulate that if you just want to try to go for like straight tank top Bane. Take this over vest off of him and just have the tank top only. The pants, definitely, yet again, texture. I mean, it's in the tank top too. You got all the line work in the tank top. The belt, coloration, everything. Them Bane cheeks. But, yeah, no, knocked the card over. But, yeah, he does look pretty tremendous. Definitely very happy with the detail on him, for sure. And he's got the gauntlet as well. The gloves, that's one thing I also forgot to point out. The gloves. Let's see if I can. There we go. Yeah, the gloves, pretty stunning in terms of detail work. There goes that card again. It's because I got the fan on. But yeah, absolutely love this. And then for the card, since that's the only technical accessory, there's that photo again. And then there's that right up on the back there if you want to take a sec to read that. Alright. Now let's get into the articulation of the guy. Alright, so now getting into the articulation for Bane. Go ahead and take a closer look here at the fella. Let's go ahead and position. There we go. So for his head, you got a pretty good left to right turn on the head there. It is on a ball joint, so his head does cock back and forth a little bit there. So you could have him looking down on someone if he's like facing someone. You get him to go a fair amount up. I've seen people complain about that, but I mean, it's all these tubes. I mean, what do you expect? Plus, you can't really be looking up at too many people unless they're airborne. But, alright, so then the arms, pretty solid. Got complete rotation there. Can go all the way down to the side. That elbow joint, pretty good. Pretty good crunch there. Could probably get it to crunch a little bit further. Yeah, it's gonna be about the max for the arm. But there we go. Wrist. Got full rotation on the wrist as well. Same thing with the other arm. Arm goes up about there. Comes down all the way to the body. And then in terms of the elbow, it does bend, but it's not really restricted by the cord, but just be careful when you bend it. Just don't push too hard on it. This guy is pretty big. I mean, he's got stiff joints, but there's just pieces that get caught, like this plastic right here. Down here on like the inner elbow. I don't know if everyone's will have it, but there's like a little lip. Just be careful when you're bending those elbows and unbending them. And then same thing with the wrist, up and down. And get a full spin on the wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. And then for the body, can pretty much, can't really crunch forward all that much because the belt, but you can factor in for him looking upward. You can go pretty much about nothing crazy, but he could be looking slightly upward, so there is that as an option. But other than that, you get the legs to come up about yay far. Then it starts getting in the way with the crotch part. The knees can bend. They are double jointed, but it's kind of hard to like double joint them with Bane just because he's got such thick legs. So I wouldn't really recommend trying it too often unless you're just determined to get him into a pose, but definitely don't want to risk it right now. Maybe try warming him up and seeing how much better it can bend later. And then there's that. You get the, you actually got like a little toe point as well. You go all the way down. Same thing with the other leg. Kicks out to about yay. Knee. I'm not gonna bend it right now because these ones are still pretty stiff, but yeah, there's the double joint. This one works a bit better for the double joint. So that's how much you can double joint his knees. So just so you know. But like I said, I would not recommend doing it extremely often with this guy. And then same thing with the other foot. Goes down to about there, kicks up to about there. Toe point. And yeah, so, and then full rotation on the torso, but I wouldn't recommend it just because the belt might get a little messed up. But yeah, other than that, pretty stunning. Definitely worth the buy. Gonna probably set him up here in just a second. But yeah, pretty great though, honestly. So I'll probably set him up and do some comparisons with some of the other Multiverse McFarlane figures. Alright, here is Bane next to Rebirth Deathstroke and Lex Luthor in his power suit. Alright, and here is Bane next to Rebirth Batman and Gotham Knights Nightwing. And here is Bane next to both the Flashes, Wally West and Barry Allen. And here is Bane next to Jason Todd's Red Hood and the New 52 Red Robin. And here is Bane next to three Jokers, Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, and then New 52 Nightwing, aka Dick Grayson. And just because any villain could appear in his trilogy, here is Robert Pattinson's Batman next to Bane. And here's a couple fun ones. Here's Bane next to the Marvel Legends Toxin. And here is Bane next to the legendary Absorbing Man from the Eric Bana 2003 Hulk movie. And that is going to do it for my DC Multiverse McFarlane Bane review. This is easily one of my top 3 favorite Todd McFarlane figures that he's done so far. Love it. Articulation to the side, I mean, look at that. Can get him breaking his own character card over his knee. To me, I think that's pretty worth it, but easy 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 for a figure. Hope you guys like this one. Stay tuned for the next one. Enjoy.